The Inspector General of Government has called upon the Parliament of Uganda to provide more resources for the effective implementation of their work as the Inspectorate of Government. This comes after the IGG was taxed by the Parliament after enacting a law requiring all civil servants to declare their assets and liabilities according to the Leadership Code Act. This call was made during the IGG's presentation and submission of the biannual report from July to December 2024 to Parliament. She appreciated the Parliament of Uganda for fully complying with the Inspectorate during the process of declaration of assets and liabilities, however, highlighting that the major challenge they faced was the inadequate funding needed to carry out the operations of the office.
The law requires us to verify the declared assets but does not provide the resources.
According to the IGG's report, a total of 1,347 complaints were received, to which 1,193 were sanctioned for investigations, with 1,267 concluded investigations. On that, 552 investigations on corruption were made, including 391 of the Ombuds function.
The number of public officials that were recommended for prosecution at the Leadership Code Tribunal or the Anti-Corruption Court was 53. 53 people were sent for prosecution before the courts of law. And under number 8, we concluded 26 cases. But as you know, once the cases go to court, they are largely out of our jurisdiction. It becomes a court process.
Despite the success of the part of the declaration of the assets by the civil servants, some branches of the Leadership Code Act were also rejected.
But this year, those 6 months, we were able to verify and to investigate breaches of that Leadership Code of 324 declarants. That's a lot of work. It may look like a small figure, but investigating 324 people who did not declare is not a mean task.
According to Honorable Betty Kamia, the country has recorded an improvement in recovery of funding from the previous financial year, where the recovered funds stood at 15 billion compared to the current 8 billion.
We ordered for recovery 8 billion shillings, whereas the previous season we had ordered for recovery 15 billion shillings. Ordering for recovery is one thing, recovering is another process altogether. And so far, out of that, 4,128,569 and 130 was recovered.
However, the country still continues to face a surge in corruption cases. The IGG mentioned some of the other key challenges they face that undermine the effectiveness of fighting corruption.
Also have inadequate automation of business processes compared to partner organizations. Everything lay down the blueprint on paper, but it can only be operationalized with adequate resources. I hope that when Parliament is discussing our report, they'll put this under serious considerations.